You puke all over the
Not
place.
seasick. I hate, just don't want to fight on the sea.
So, you
Strange.
were brought here because you were fighting on the sea and you needed to. What? Just.
No,
No.
we were brought here because our gods so told us, spoke of a prophecy, a promised land. That is why we are here.
Oh. What kind of prophecy? What are you looking for?
You want to know more? I'm sure you can come to the village. Pay tribute to the Jarl and he will speak with you.
The Jarl. What's a Jarl?
Our leader. The man in charge of the village.
Blessed by the gods.
I see.
By Odin himself, the All-Father.
Odin. Never heard of this before.
Well,
I'm sure you will eventually hear about it.
come to the village and you'll listen more about it.
Would I be safe there? You look hungry.
You're too skinny for me to eat you.
What? You look hungry. So you think we eat people now?
No,
It
but
seems
you
so.
have a lot of battle scars.
Well, he's been in plenty of battles. That's what happens when you fight.
Indeed. You think the giants don't hit hard?
I've never fought a giant, so
Well,
that's probably why.
Let me tell you a secret. I did. And it's a glorious battle.
Is that what the scar is across your chest there?
I have multiple scars. This represents my valor, my hardships, and my life of battle. These are my representation of valor to Odin.
To your god.
Yes. Except the one on my face. That one was by my second wife.
What did you do? Or
I
not
said
do?
that what she was cooking was awful.
Yeah, that probably deserved a couple scars.
Well, I don't know how she managed to cut me with a frying pan, but I don't know how she sharpened the frying pan.
I see. And what of yours? The one across your eye.
I only tell tales of battle when I'm drinking.
Yeah, it is the North.
I see.
You don't
So,
need to be
bring you some
so
wine.
reserved.
Wine.
Yes.
Take me for a whore or something.
I can't say that I do, but if you want me to.
It's me that we need.
Oh,
I
mead.
don't like that grape juice. No, you can keep it.
You prefer mead then? And then you'll tell me of your battle scars.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
We could probably just make our way through, and I think hopefully everything will be all right. Oh. Hi there. Sorry.
Greetings.
Hello?
Wanted to warn
Hello.
you. We have a horse coming through. Didn't want it to gallop on you.
Your whore.
Yeah.
What is
Oh
this?
dear.
A horse. It's this.
I see.
The steed.
Seems
Going to be a
people
very
are riding
large, yeah, there's
to
going to
the
be, like,
market.
20 some people we need to
Yeah. I'm so sorry. Don't mean to be rude.
Good evening.
Good day.
Is there something happening? There's a lot of people coming through at one time.
Yes, we're going to visit those people to the east.
Oh?
These people.
Oh,
I'm going to visit Howell. Orion. Might as well be ready to welcome.
well,
Boy.
might as well go back. You want
Pardon
to
me?
come, Lianna?
I do, actually.
Oh,
Kellen, did you
follow
want to
me
come
if you
along?
can.
What a pleasant conversation.
Oh my.
Yes, it is a challenge.
Over here.
Designated
Well,
talking.
I shall go through.
Do it. There goes the 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half, 5.
Oh my.
I'm gonna wait. I don't want to fucking wake up in someone's horses.
I don't want to wake up with a horse's ass on my face.
Ugh. Fucking.
Fucking Bjorn. I love it.
Do you want to travel home?
I wanted to put
Yes.
a weapon
Why
here.
not take the other door over there?
Which one?
Over here?
Oh,
That
That's
is
the
the
one.
we're
connected
going to
to
visit.
our coast.
Oh yeah, we have one. Where are you?
Oh, I thought they were. Alright, maybe they are not.
Okay,
I think they are a
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
Oh, there.
dumb.
Where does this go? I don't know if I can go through here.
Where are you?
Well, this will take you directly to our
Good.
place.
Is it safe for me to
Just
travel?
Right beside it.
Hmm,
As
that's a good question.
as he told you.
I do not know if
Normally
I'm
it is.
accompanied by you. Am I allowed to go through?
I might pass out.
Normally
here.
you are.
Oh, oh. Okay.
Pardon? Pardon? Sorry, pardon?
Where does this go? Am I
Oh,
allowed
wait,
to
wrong
take
one.
this? Landing in? I don't know where this goes. Oh, nope, I don't think I can.
Well, that means that you have to go to the one. The other one's gone.
I don't know which one they went through. Oh, I like that you can't go through it if you're not part of that
Seems
clan.
that our magician had tuned that thing for us. Or whatever he is. Well, it's around here, I believe.
I think you had a headache due to the amount of people
So,
that just went through
just
the
the
portal
east.
just now.
The east,
area
the east banks.
They gone to the east? Well, they didn't go to our place. Because the closest one is this one.
Oh, come on.
So I should take
Y'all
this
stay
one.
safe. I also
Yes,
go through
I'll
these
take you
portals
there.
for a different reason, but I
Follow
don't
me.
know if I want to go through with the large group
Hat
that
lawn,
just
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, hi, Blake.
So wait a bit.
It's a lot of people from.
Oh, I'm lagging now.
Just follow me if you can keep it up.
So this is the first Viking encounter, like actual encounter I've had. And it was with, it started with Bjorn's character. And then Hatlon's character came up. And Bjorn's character was, calling Jester shit pants or something. It was kind of funny. Jester's like, yeah, so? I don't know where he went. I've already lost him. Oh, there he is. Maybe I should run. Don't want to lose you off these cliffs. I was trying to head home so that I could...
I hope you're not afraid of spiders.
I am not.
You're actually down here earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's go to the coast. This fucking place always raining. And always mud.
So, what are you guys looking for? Oh my god, this skirt. Showing her ass. This is what I see all the time with this
We are looking
outfit.
for what?
This, prophecy. Oh my god. I'm dying. This,
You have to talk with the AR about that.
this skirt.
I just came because
Why?
left
Why?
my kids home with all my riches and come to our last adventure.
What was the last part? You left your kids at home and what? Why is my skirt doing this?
Coming to adventure, that's why I joined the Jarl on this voyage.
Oh my god. Hey, Katra. I can't get it to go down.
We
What
should
is
go through
this?
here.
Why? Why all of a sudden? Katra, what are you up to? Did you go fishing this weekend? I should have started
ask
streaming
A
hours
lot of
ago,
questions,
but
woman.
I've never seen anyone that looks like the two of you.
Every time you meet someone, you ask this much.
It depends.
Pretty much. Yeah, she asks a lot of questions.
A very curious human.
I seek lots of answers. I want to understand.
What you trying to understand?
Everything. Just got home from work, just settling down for dinner. Ah.
So, you always live on these lands, was it?
I live in the north.
How you live? You're part of these Camelot people.
I am of the land, yes, but I do not live with them. My text box to turn off.
Well, at least you are not like them all armored. It'd be a pain to do business when you are all that armored like them, with metal plates all over the body. Do you have children, woman?
I do not.
That's strange.
Why is that strange?
You don't have children with your companion over here.
He is my longtime friend. He is not
Huh.
what you are thinking.
What companion? There's a lot of women that search for strong men to to have strong children. That's pretty much how our culture was developed.
What are you sniffing?
Your scent,
What do I
you
smell
smell
like?
different that damn, the muscles need to stretch it sometime. Well, you scent like honey.
Oh, I knew I shouldn't have put those beehives so close to my bed.
See, I told you.
Bad boy.
Mm-hmm.
Bees do not belong in the house.
This is your village.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
This is where most people live.
There's a lot of you then.
You sure can run.
What is that thing?
A bear.
That's no bear.
Oh, holding a little bear.
I've
Never seen a bear before.
I've
Did
never
you see
seen
any
one
of
look like
them?
that.
Did you see
Yes.
a group of people that were coming this way?
Oh, they were. I had to take the woman and the boy
How
on the same path as them. They were up the hill
and the boy.
when I came down the hill.
Oh.
So they are close.
It's by the spiders and the cave with the giant spiders.
So they are close, that's what I'm asking.
Well, I'll say they are close. I don't know if they will come here.
Said visit the people to the east. I assume it is us.
Well, I don't know if there's more people around.
I didn't see anyone up the beach as I was coming through. Can I help you?
Just bringing this person to the village. She wanted to see where we live. Maybe she is a trader.
Oh, I see.
I mean, I never said I was a traitor, but we'll roll with it.
She wears strange clothes, but I don't know what your friend is doing, but he's
I think he's trying to get his horse to stay out by the water.
Yeah. Told Knox to stay out
think-
there too.
I think your horse is thirsty.
Yeah, it's a little on the anxious side.
Might as well walk so you don't get lost.
There's a lot of drunk people here.
There's no drunk people.
No? These are your boats.
Well, what you think?
I thought you crashed.
No, we landed here. We are pretty good with boats. Well, not me, because
And bears. So we were out thrall hunting and we ran across these two on our way back. We actually ran into some of the guards in Camelot first,
this
and then we ran into these guys as we
is our
were
place. Let's see
headed
if we can
home.
find you the Jarl to talk, since you're so interested in us.
I am just curious. I don't need a special meeting or anything, especially if you have incoming guests.
Well, I don't know. They are incoming. Well, guess they are. There.
This is so cool.
Yeah, I bring you this woman and this man. They were curious about us. It seems that more people will arrive soon.
What brings you here? I am Jarl Ulrich.
I am Lianna. I just met your companions in Smillamel, and I had never seen your people before.
Calling me Smellamel.
And they offered to let me accompany them here to take a look.
Yes. You're welcome to visit, as long as you remain respectful of our traditions in a way.
I am not entirely sure your traditions, so I
Well,
apologize in
tradition.
advance.
Understood. But should you wish to talk business, then a tribute is required. You wish to talk business with me directly. Just as I would give something to you if I was going to talk business in your land.
Understood.
It is just a sign of respect. But since this is just the first meeting, there's no business to really be had. So, welcome.
Thank you.
Is there anything that you wish to know about us?
Well, standing out in the rain, not really. He mentioned your god, and I was curious. Maybe one evening I could sit in and listen. Learn a little.
Absolutely. Show respect to the gods.
Hi,
That is a
Cyber.
worthy attribute. I'm sure a seer would enjoy to educate you on this. And who is your companion here?
My name is Kellen,
Hello, Kellen.
and to you.
Now, are you from Camelot? Or are you your own people?
We are of the land, but we are our own people.
Very well. But yes, you are welcome to ask questions, trade with among people here. They're willing to do so,
Thank you.
of course. Can I offer you some mead?
Oh, I don't drink alcohol, liquor.
Oh, you should try. It make you all warm inside. It make your hair go on your chest.
I
Yes,
think I'm
have
good.
arrived. Guests, it seems that we have a large force from Camelot on their way, so we must be going, but you are free to watch, I suppose.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm so hungry right now. Like, I'm so hungry. I mean, it's just fasting, right? Oh boy. Oh, they're all on their horses too.
The knights.
This has happened a lot. Do they come to visit?
First time.
Do you
The
guys
other
go
day
visit
we
there?
did a visit on them.
Oh, you did?
It's a pleasure to finally meet you.
Yes, pleasure. Who am I speaking with?
You are speaking with Sir Percival, liege and advisor to King Arthur, Knight of the Round Table.
Very fancy title. I am
Yes.
Jarl Ori.
Jarl Auric. Before I begin and say what I wish to say, the innkeepers that you had visited the other day when you came to Starfall Village wished to give you a gift.
They were here earlier.
Since you liked their meat so much, they wished me to give this to you.
This is worthy. Is this on behalf of Camelot or just the inn?
It's on behalf of the entire Starfall Village.
Wonderful. I accept this gift graciously.
Good. Well, we do have some matters to discuss, if you're amicable to that.
And this is business.
Well, I think a number of our group wish to come and see your culture, learn a little bit more about you. Perhaps meet some of your townsfolk.
Very well. I will allow this. Do know that while inside our village, our culture is that of respect. If you are not respectful, then you will be asked to leave. If you continue to start any problem, then you will face the consequences. Is that reasonable?
Well, sir, I shall, as I understand you are perhaps new to these lands, I will overlook this slight oversight on your part, but we shall remain peaceful.
Oversight.
Very
What
well,
oversight?
then. What would you like to see?
Well, we do have a princess. Princess, would you care to step forward, please?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Thank you, Sir Percival. Hello there.
Greetings. How are you, princess?
I'm very well, thank you. My name is Princess Lucinda of Lyria. I'm of another country outside of here, but I am currently residing in Camelot.
Well, how are you liking your stay in Camelot?
Oh, it's quite lovely, and I would love to present to you a gift, if you don't mind, from my country of Lyria.
Hi, Dom.
Yes. You may present it.
How are you? Dom, come be a Viking.
I find this gift very acceptable. Thank you.
Lovely, thank you.
Oh my god, you in
Welcome.
Syria
We've,
should
Welcome
come
to
be
our village.
Vikings. And because
maybe another.
all the other
Architecture is
PvPers are on the Camelot side. And those are mainly Neffy,
think
John, P-Fund. They're all
We try
Camelot
not to go
side.
too extravagant. We live a simple life.
And Bjorn,
sometimes simple is the best life.
Ninja are on
I do agree.
the Viking side, but I
May
don't know
ask,
how much they
Circus,
actually
for the little one
PvP
next to you,
besides sparring.
is that a dwarf?
I do believe he can speak for himself, but he is a valued member of our community. Roger, meet your own.
Pleasure. And that's your question I'm not about.
How's your D&D?
Yeah.
You have D&D tonight?
All right. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Roger.
Who is that? I do have a gift for you, actually.
Yes. Oh, well, did you look at that?
I don't know. This is
Well,
my
let me
first
do,
time
an introduction.
meeting the Vikings.
To my left here is my wife, Sif. And here to my right is my housecarl, Einar.
Who? Einhar?
Would you like a tour of the village?
My lady.
Pleasure to see you again.
Indeed, pleasure is
Oh,
mine.
Paragon.
Lady Lucinda, would you care for a tour of the village?
Oh, it'd be a delight, actually. A great honor.
Very good.
Very well. Then follow me.
And hello there, lady.
Surplus for your horse, surplus for your foot.
Actually, Sif, would you like to give the tour to the princess? I will, of course, with you, but you do a better job at explaining.
I do?
Yes, you are more eloquent with words.
Right. Well, to our left, you see our bunkhouses. It's where some of our single people and newcomers reside when they first arrive. Ahead of us is our cookhouse and several of our workhouses and shops. Pretty self-explanatory. I won't go into details on which building is which.
Single people.
There's so much beautiful scripture
not my
it
game of
seems, in
choice.
some of the doors and on the archways. They represent anything.
They're just,
How did I get on the stairs?
This is absolutely beautiful right here.
How did that push
This is
me
a
up
statue
the
of-
stairs? You're killing
or
me.
carving.
Conan, you're killing me.
she's got two dogs by her side and her sword and her shield.
A shield maiden?
Yes.
That is a new term to my knowledge. What is a shield maiden?
It is a woman who has taken up arms with a sword and shield, or axe and shield, who stands by her men in battle, such as the Jarl or any other. She fights just like any other warrior. And she has the term shield maiden, because she carries a shield when she's a maiden.
The females fight alongside the males.
Yes.
How courageous of them.
Yeah, some of the females are just as fierce as the male.
I bet they are.
Yeah. Our delivery
Sure.
message house is
I have a
right
scar to
there.
prove it.
It's where we drop off mail for each other, leave messages, and whatever. And those are self-explanatory. Our long hall is up in front of us. And this is where we regularly gather for dining together, going over the day's events or holding meetings, receiving guests, that kind of thing.
I notice you have a lot of birds that are roosting.
Yes, we do.
Is there a lot of
Yes.
carrion around here to attract so many crows?
Yeah. No, we had a
Unless Odin's watching over them.
Sign from the gods.
from Odin. Yes, in the form of the birds.
What is, I don't mean to seem rude, what is an Odin?
And Odin is our all father. He is the god of all gods. Of our faith.
Oh, and do you all have a statue of him, just like the Shield Maiden?
No.
I see you worship the dragon as well.
Worship? No, but yes, we have traditionally had carvings of dragons, and they also are on our ships sometimes.
Yeah, very good. The great dragon protects us all.
Is that how you
Yes.
came to these lands?
By ship? Yes.
I met a woman the other day that said she came to these lands by ship and lived out here in the jungle. Is she by chance around?
I wouldn't know. You would have to be more specific. There's quite a few women.
Oh, I'm so sorry, so rude there. Yeah, her name was Lianna.
She was around earlier. I do not know if she is. I don't think she's at present among our company. She is our armorer.
Oh, well, I don't
Quite
know.
a lovely
Is-
woman.
Yeah, she was quite lovely, actually. Is it in your place that I may be able to leave you with a message to just let us know I was here and I stopped by?
Yes, you can leave a message and I can drop it in her box for her.
Oh, so much appreciations for that.
Yes, not a problem at all.
Back to your original question, we do not have a statue to Odin, but we have a likeness to him.
Yes.
Shall we?
Yes.
Let's make our way that way. Towards,
Ulrich, then you want to take over the tour?
no, you may continue. That's where I would like to go next.
Yeah. We can walk a little faster if you like. It's a little bit of a walk. This way, a farm, not plural, just a little one. But just to keep the animals from that we will eventually have from wandering around in the village. So that is for our magic users.
Oh, wow, it's glowing. It's so perfected.
Oh wow.
So our scalds needed a place.
Oh wow.
Are approaching some of
Are those some of the things that Stormy made?
It's a sacred areas.
Is there anything we should be aware of so we don't intrude on your sacred areas?
Merely, I would advise just not walking up into the sacrificial pit.
The sacrificial pit.
That would be disastrous. Yes, we.
Hi,
animals
Araku.
to,
I didn't see the ride-in because I was
Yes,
already in the
and,
village.
Be respectful while you're here. Lest Odin's wrath come upon you.
Did it look cool? Are you here? I didn't see your character.
Well, sir, as you are kind of strange to, well, myself, if I am rude or offensive, please correct me. I'm here to learn all the ways in these lands and bring them back to my own homeland. That way I can be more respectful of everyone that we meet.
You stayed to watch the village. Ah. Hey, Star.
So this is our
What do you sacrifice?
Animals. for one.
Animals and such.
All sorts of things.
Do these please your gods?
Yes.
Yes, it does. And this is our shrine.
Gods. Odin, correct?
Yes. We have more than just Odin, but this in particular is dedicated to him.
And how many gods is he gods of?
Thanks, Star. Hey, Tattoo. Sorry, I was trying to get back to my house because I was gonna log out, and then and then these guys I met 2 Vikings, and then all of a sudden this whole group of knights came through, and they're like, "We're going to," basically saying they were going to the Vikings village, and they invited me to come along. The Vikings did, so I was like, "Oh, fuck yeah, I'll
Such a
go."
beautiful shrine as this. He must be very loved by your people.
I'm sure you did just fine. Cast helped
So,
you. Was
what
able to
makes
finish
this
helping you,
Odin
right?
a god? What does he do? Does he breathe fire?
Hey, Hatline.
Lightning?
Sneezes in his chair lightly. Look.
Well, lightning can, if it strikes the right thing, cause fire. Sir Percival.
I suppose. Are you aware that you stand on the spine of the great dragon?
Faust is streaming, by the way. Faust.
I suppose not.
Fearless?
No.
Is that what it is?
I would not be aware.
Faust
as I've seen
_
his spine.
fearless.
So no.
Well, your feet are firmly planted on it. You're not falling through the earth.
Sir Percival, Faust, the server
I
owner,
do not fall onto the earth,
is
that's
actually
fine.
streaming right now as well, so... Do I
The
just
great
do...
dragon is everywhere.
Did I do that wrong?
Perhaps you do not perceive it as you're blinded by the lightning of your Odin.
There.
Perhaps.
I'm doing it wrong, aren't I?
Reveals what is truth and that the dragon
How do I
does
do
not
this?
exist.
How do I do it?
Hmm.
How do I do a shout out cast? I don't know how to do it.
Well, if you can perceive the magics in this land, then you can perceive the dragon. For the magic comes from his power.
How do you do a shout out? I just don't know how to do it.
Is it true that you let the sword decide who is your king?
The sword is powerful. Whoever wields the sword shall be king, and tied to the land and tied to the dragon. In fact, his name means the head of the dragon. It is King Arthur, son of Uther Pendragon.
Oh, it's broken. Damn.
So let me ask you this. Is it the sword that makes the man powerful?
It is both. Only certain men, or a man, can wield the sword itself. Should you be able to pull
Thank
the
you,
sword from the
Cass.
stone,
I
you
appreciate you.
would then be king.
And where can I try to pull this sword
Excuse
from this
me,
stone?
Addie.
Oh, right in front of Camelot. You are welcome
What?
to try,
What
sir.
exactly are you? The door is wide open. What do you need? I'm mad at you.
Perhaps one day.
Back up. Back away.
I
Because I'm
believe we do
pissed
have
at
some
you
business to attend to.
for being a bad
Madam,
girl.
Where are
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm right here.
Just let that soak
you? Please
in.
step forward. Do you have a head count?
Shake my crackers again.
I do not have a head count.
Well, would you like to ask Theon your questions? You do know what our rate is, correct?
No,
Of course.
she's bad when it comes to that. She will. You leave
My
your plate on the
apologies, I
table and you
didn't-
just
I
walk
already
to the
forgotten your
sink.
name,
She
sir.
will
Your
run up
name
and
was-
take your food off the table. It's like
Jarl
she's
Ulrich.
she knows commands and she
Ulrich,
knows better.
very well.
But I'm
Do
fucking
you know how
salty
many
because she
men and women you have?
did this to me last week too.
My apologies for being very forward. Just how I am.
Let me think. Perhaps 30.
30. Very well. Well, as you are currently in the King's Land, and at the rate of the King in itself, it is 2 copper per head to be living on the land.
Oh, see, that is unfortunate. Because we would love to pay this tax. We do not trade in coin, but I do have a gift for you that I can give. Hopefully that would suffice. I know.
Yes, I have it right here.
Good, good. Make sure to put it in front of the tax collector and show him the gift.
Of course.
Oh, God.
Now, this is our finest of things that we have collected. I hope this is suitable.
What you doing there, Jester?
I see.
What is it?
What treasure, Lennon?
From my studies, it looks like a giant head.
It is indeed the heads of the enemies of the gods that we have collected.
I think he's typing
destroyed
something, like he's
and rid them
whispering
of
to
this
me.
land. And we have these to take back as trophies.
You know what's so funny? It's the fucking dress. My character has small boobs. She has default boobs. They're not big.
What do you mean?
And I put this dress on, and they fucking magnified by 10.
Not as of yet. We just.
Yeah, they're
used to
not. They're
this,
default.
This coin that you trade. Typically, we
I
trade
didn't mean-
items.
Of course. Coin and goods are equal to my knowledge.
I guess she stuffed her dress. It's just like the grams, and it just
For
made.
your pains
Just.
and your gift. We thank you. However, this is not acceptable to the king and his treasure.
Oh boy.
You must produce coin to pay the king's taxes, for you reside upon his land.
Well, I think that's going to be very unfortunate. As we do not deal in coin, good sir.
Well, might
Yeah.
I suggest you find a
There's
way to
little
make it?
pants that go with
Come.
this, but I thought for what she is, then this was.
I know what I can do, Sir
I like this
Percival.
better.
Next time I will double the amount of giant head.
If you can find one that values these heads, as we do not. However meaningful your gift is. Well, then I should suggest you trade it for coin.
Vikings raid and take coin, not pay it. She's well. In fairness, it's still like day 3 too. Day 3 or day 4.
Who
So
knows? Until next time.
there's still a lot of RP to be had.
Until
you
next
know?
time, yes.
And there's still
We
everyone's
shall,
still getting
We
established.
shall send men in again.
I imagine
in
since
1 week's
it's
time.
Faust and Citizen,
collect the coin
they
again.
have plans for invasion. You know, I imagine there's gonna be
Might I just make a small suggestion?
more to it than just that.
You are tradespeople, correct?
Slow
We are
burn.
indeed traders.
Have you made your way into... Oh gosh, I butcher this every time I try to say it. Silamel.
Yes, yes, I've been to that floating
I know,
island in
Dragon.
the sky, yes.
It is quite a strange world.
It's all role
If
plays.
you make your way into the workshop, there
Yeah.
are people there that are looking for trade. And if you trade with them, they will give you coins of these lands.
Raku, have you met
And that might be
Dragon yet?
something of
Dragon and
interest if
Midgard?
you
Have y'all met?
are needing
Y'all know each
to
other?
have coins to give to the king. It might be something that you would be able
Not
to
all
trade
Vikings
for,
are
and
raiders.
Maybe there might be someone there that would accept your heads.
I will think on this, but perhaps I'll just add more heads. I think that's the best solution.
No problems
Thank
at all.
you,
I just
Princess.
was making not a problem at all. And it was quite lovely. I would love to come back and visit and learn more of this Odin and some of your gods, if that's okay.
You're welcome any time if you come peacefully. If you do not, then that's different.
Of course. And it was Jarl
Met a
Ulrich,
lot of people.
correct?
Ulrich.
Ulrich, yes.
Warriors
Jarl
and raiders.
Ulrich and Lady Sif.
Sif, yes.
It was a pleasure.
Frau,
and-
actually. But
What was it?
Frau.
I think they're doing more
Frau?
like migration party than invasion or
Town guards,
Or as my cook says,
the night
fool.
Sir Percival has begun to move. Please
Spell Frau,
move
Sith.
with him.
We will depart you, and I look forward to coming back and visiting.
Sure. We shall escort you out of here.
Much appreciated, and a great honor.
Thank you for your visit.
My lady, if you ever come back, feel free to forget me.
No,
I'm
a
quite
Knight of
curious
Camelot
about
wouldn't
as well.
necessarily know that about Vikings.
Absolutely, Squire Daubeny.
My lady, what kind of heads were they?
You know, I didn't take a look there, Harpy. I do apologize.
If you require assistance,
Thank
of
God I'm not a
making coin, I
Viking.
may
Hey,
be able
Orange.
to help.
Orange, was that you earlier? I thought it was your
I don't think
character, but I
require
wasn't
any
sure.
assistance. I think
So I
we'll be
didn't,
all right.
and they were talking,
Of
so.
course, I'm just offering, of course.
I do appreciate your hospitality, however.
Mm-hmm. I try my best.
I give two. I totally forgot. I'm sorry. Anyway. Hope you like it.
No, no. I believe this was meant for you. Well, you didn't see anything. It is way too
Not wanting to float around. Gotcha, gotcha. No worries. I was gonna tell you too, I took some of the stuff off your character last night, the gems and stuff, because you were at the entrance of that dungeon, and I just didn't want somebody to rob you. And I'll totally tell you in RP, but that was me. I grabbed it so that other people that were just passing through wouldn't.
Thank you for the
I had to pay this guy for a sword. Ah, gotcha. I didn't realize it would teleport us to the front of the dungeon until we logged back in, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot to." I didn't even know.
I should get up the lantern.
Have to talk with the blacksmith about making me something for my belt or something.
I have this lantern on my hip, but I realized that I
Jack
don't know how to actually
or
light it.
Dom
I don't think I
Dragon
have any oil or anything.
was one of our blood mages in season 4.
Don't actually
Amazing,
very much
amazing
like.
PvPer. One of the best.
Like
Conan
all
PvPers. Him and Syria. And if you ever really want
I'm a
in front of me?
to
Did you
spar,
enjoy the visit, my lady?
Oh, very much so. It's beautiful in its own different kind of way. The people here seem very inept into wood carving.
Yes.
Season 4 was tough. I'll say that. Season 4 was it was a good idea. It was. It was amazing for a lot of people, for sure. Like I can see her eyeballs in my view.
Just all those special shrines. Look at this. Look at it.
It was. We were blood mages. We had a house
Yes,
of
I would definitely like to learn more
incognito
about
blood
those shrines.
mages, and it was.
Yes.
I saw like 6.
Of course.
Not one of them was an altar though. That
Only
I
thing I
found
can
strange.
think of is they are
It
next
was
to an
fun.
ocean.
But these are crows.
Yes, it doesn't make much sense.
But it was
Hey,
tough.
you know, birds go where they want.
Do they now?
Well,
Who's the
They
female
call them
knight?
crows, Sir Percival.
What is this device here?
That is our thrall training device.
The female knight. We met her earlier. I
Yes,
think it's Laura
The
Trigor
thralls need to be trained for
or
work.
Lori
They,
Trigor, something like that.
we train them there.
She's
Are
one
you
of the
saying you
sisters.
take slaves?
No, we take thralls.
I'm not sure what the difference is.
I think there might be just a difference in culture and view here, Sir Percival.
Oh, perhaps. You don't take Britons as thralls, do you?
I have not taken a Briton as a thrall.
Ah, very good. Then we shall remain friends.
Are these thralls fed and given
Right,
shelter?
she's not a knight, she's a guard. That's right.
Yes, they are.
Yes, that they are given shelter and food.
Mm-hmm. And then they work. And serve and do various tasks. And if the gods smile upon them, and they work hard enough, then they become freemen.
So they are slaves.
What do you mean, my slave?
Yes, these are guards to my right.
No, as you said, they work against their will.
I don't know.
What do they work for, though, Will?
These two are...
You did mention that they do work.
I don't know.
And once
I don't
they've
know the
completed
difference
some
in
of their
attire.
work, they do become free.
Well, what happens to them if they do not wish to work?
Then they become sacrificed.
Ew.
So, I believe that might answer your question, milady.
It is an honor to become a sacrifice to Odin and the gods.
Which ones
Really?
Just as
are
it's
the
an
knights,
honor
though?
Yes.
John had on green.
How come you have not taken this honor for yourself, then?
I don't know who all the knights
Because
are.
I am not a
Now that I
thrall.
think about it.
His honor will be to die in battle, just like all of our warriors.
Hmm. Valhalla.
Allah.
I see.
Knights typically wear the Brithinnian stuff.
Well, I suppose our soldiers are meant to help others achieve their goals.
Yes, and charge for coin to protect your people, apparently.
No. You are all the king's subjects, whether you like it or not. He protects all of you. This is his kingdom from Camelot to the sea.
Have you ever thought, Sir Percival, that your land is dying because of your perspective?
Land comes and goes. The king shall rise again, and with him the land shall rise again, and it should be bountiful for all.
Or perhaps you'll poison it with your ideals, like you're already doing.
Why is my character
I
dressed
do not
stiff?
know how one poisons land with ideals, but I suppose you may be somewhat correct. I don't know.
Like she's barely under height.
Well, y'all, maybe at another time you could possibly share some knowledge with me about how maybe we can unpoison these lands.
Hmm.
Do you have
Perhaps-
ideas?
Yes, perhaps the poison needs to be carved out. Find the poison, carve it out, solve your problem.
And what do you suppose this poison is? You said our ideals, so you wish to carve out our ideals.
That is not for me to know. The gods have cursed you. So, since the gods have cursed you, perhaps you should reflect on why they have done so, instead of trying to tax friendly settlers.
Well, you are, as I said, subjects, and your king is King Arthur. And as subjects and on his land, without permission, I might add, we are letting you go easy with a simple tax.
I would suggest you focus inward, and maybe you will prosper.
And I would suggest that you pay heed to the kingdom that has stood for 100 years.
Oh boy, that's
Fair
right.
enough.
Well, I do want to thank you, y'all, for you showing us your lovely town
Shame.
and explaining much of your culture.
Of course. Like I've said before, if you are here on peaceful terms, and you may be peaceful.
believe we shall be returning to Camelot. Princess, have you asked all the questions that you've had?
Oh, yes, and like he said, I can come back and potentially ask a little bit more. Is that right, Jarl?
Yes, you may.
Lovely. Then yes, I'm ready to go if you are, Sir Percival.
Princess, might I suggest that you perhaps don't come alone?
Oh, Squire Daubeny has volunteered to accompany me if I do come.
A squire, don't you want a knight with you?
I wouldn't mind a knight if one is available.
Very well. Let's see if we can get one available for you if you wish to visit. Anyone else have any other questions? Raja, where's our resident bird woman?
What?
Oh,
What?
yes.
What?
Did I do nothing?
Did you have any questions of the Jarl before we depart?
Oh, just if I could investigate their shrines more closely. I'm absolutely fascinated by them. And the bird. Maybe another time, though.
Sure, sounds like it.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's a question for you, Jarl.
We're here to force our viewpoint.
Sorry, I was halfway paying attention. What did you ask?
Maybe if someone would perhaps teach me a little bit more about your shrines. They're absolutely fascinating. Perhaps at a different time, though. Also, what are your birds called? What's their name?
The ravens?
Ravens?
Yeah, what are names? No, they have names. What are they?
Our ravens. They're not ours.
Did you not ask them their names?
No, and they do not belong to us anymore.
Oh.
They're technically Odin's. They're his
They are.
eyes.
Yes.
My bird's name's Steve.
Oh boy.
That's all.
Oh, very well. Well, we shall be on our way. Do visit the village again at your leisure.
My bird's name is Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Why does everyone pick Steve?
we plan
Maybe
to.
when our seer is around. I'm afraid I don't know your name. He
Hey,
would
my
be
name-
happy to give you
My
more
name is
information.
Harpy.
Harpy. Yes, our seer, when he or his assistant is around.
Lovely.
Well, good day.
Good day. We shall be seeing you
Yes,
again.
Good day. Good night, all.
Have a good evening. You really should ask the birds what their names are. They'll probably tell you if you ask nice.
Well, maybe, Harpy, if you are ever able to speak with the seer, maybe the seer can give you that information.
Yeah.
Although modern viewpoints are pushed into this, which is a little weird, so it makes it even more uncomfortable. Which viewpoint specifically?
Like, this is a shrine. This one's rather pretty too. And that's pretty?
That is stereotype, not
Aye,
actual.
it is.
Gorgeous in their own way.
Absolutely. And these guards are very fierce looking. Just giving me a look. I don't know what it means.
Well, he did say that the women are sometimes more fearsome than the men.
Oh.
Maybe that isn't a custom I will take back to my
He's
country.
talking about slaves. Oh.
Yes.
I'd still like to learn more about their magic.
Like the whole slavery thing in this time period, that is being
And their
asked.
health.
Slavery would be common.
Yes.
And no one would give a crap if you had them.
Oh, look at
I think
this. What is
it's not so much about the slavery itself, it's about who they're taking as slaves.
Very big giant.
Like Camelotians, or, you know, who are they taking as slaves?
Now, let us return.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love it. I didn't blow it. It wasn't me, but I appreciate it.
I should get one from my room.
Yes. Like the bells. Like,
I'm
yeah.
waiting to follow behind you, sir.
That was interesting. suppose we should head back as
say the
well.
least.
Thank you for letting us sit in. I appreciate it. And thank you for the tour.
Of course. Sorry it was interrupted by those matters.
No, it's perfectly acceptable. Thank you again. But we'll be off.
Farewell.
Kellen?
Yeah.
I'm talking about two cultures butting heads instead of finding a way to coexist. I think it's day 4, and I think there's a lot to do. There's a lot that's gonna go on, you know.
I don't want to just...
If they were actually taking their kingdoms, people, sure. But unless they were missing people, there's really nothing to be upset about. Yeah. I think it's more of just who are they taking as slaves, you know.
So this must be
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
trade area. Are there merchants or...
Hello.
I overhear you speaking of the trade area. We are looking for such ourselves.
I believe the group that resides here are just beyond the entrance there. This is our first time here, so fortunately I don't believe we are going to be much help.
Then it appears we are, what is the phrase? We are all sinking in the same boat.
It's close enough.
Sure they wouldn't mind speaking
Don't
to you.
believe I've ever heard
Decided
that
to
phrase, but...
visit. Do be aware their custom is to receive a gift.
This makes sense. As I understand, it is a gathering of Nords.
So you've met these
I
people
sought
before.
commerce. We've met Nords.
The church actually enslaved and killed people regularly. They just don't like talking about that on Sundays.
It has been a while.
Oh.
Speaking
we
of,
were more interested in commerce as opposed to social niceties.
Oh. And you are?
I am Dimitri. And this is my
Seems we
consort,
have a lot.
Maya.
Seems we have a lot of visits today. Oh, just checking if... excuse me. Just checking. Are you alright, woman?
I am. Is this
Yes,
typical when people come to visit?
No. Normally, we go to the bar, drink, and fight. These two are be fighting like for 3 days. Ivar, get your shit together, you dumb fuck.
Strong drink, it seems.
Or perhaps more a matter of abundance.
Wow. You can never had enough mead or ale.
Yeah. I can respect hedonism.
He just called them heathens.
So,
I can expect a good fight.
I do adore you.
Oh. What's the purpose of your visit here?
We came looking for commerce, as I said. We are new to these lands and wanted to see what trade opportunities there were.
This is going to be a problem. I don't know where they are, where the Carl gone, or even... I'll take you to the town and see if...
Perhaps I had been
Oh,
mistaken. I thought that there may be a...
goodness.
what is the word? The vendors, the merchants or some such. People selling their wares.
Oh. I think most people will sell their wares on the island on the sky. And I didn't see any vendors there so far, so...
Vendors. What's the right word?
Just people asking
What is the
for,
word that would be used in this time frame? Well, with either
for
the Arthurian or the
errands,
Vikings.
if you will,
Just
and
merchant.
they will pay you.
Requests, perhaps.
Well, for me it's more errands. They are so lazy that they ask us to go grab some stone or
There are a few words that work,
wood.
but merchant is kind of universal. Okay. Good to
Call
know.
it lazy, one could call it efficient. They have coins, they want stones. You bring stones, you get coins. It is transactional, and one is purchasing from the other, regardless of the direction of the flow of currency versus goods.
Dimitri pulls his hood up to protect his beautiful hair. Oh my god!
It's all...
That's great. It's a beautiful hair. Who the fuck is Dimitri? That's hilarious. Dimitri. Oh, I don't know who that is. That's so funny.
Well,
I love it.
right now here we don't have any kind of those type of vendor. We're still...
I see. I was hoping perhaps to...
installing ourselves.
I was hoping perhaps to find the source of better arrows. I am running low on what we were granted at the beginning, and as we are also just getting started, we're hoping we could perhaps find out what it would take to purchase some. There is other sundries as well.
Well, as far I know, our blacksmith is still asleep, but we can go see if there anyone that can sell you arrows on the village.
Is this going to require us to provide a gift if we were to speak to this blacksmith?
That will depend on the blacksmith. Normally, to speak with the Jarl, you need to present a gift. As a show of respect.
Most times you would say specifically what it is, what it was, such as fishmonger, blacksmith, so on and so forth. Do you have to make a new character? What do you mean?
I see. But I hope this does not sound disrespectful, but unless the Jarl is able to sell us arrows or stew, I don't know that I need to bother them.
Did you get your whitelist approved?
No, you don't need to bother them. You can just go and see if the cook can give you some stew if he's awake, and the blacksmith can sell you some arrows.
Your character does not look
If
like
she's
it's been playing
awake.
on a server for 3 days. What does that mean?
I will keep this in mind. Is there any sort of
She's a new
how should I
character,
say?
but she
If I wish to come and speak
is
to the
from the
blacksmith
land,
again,
so
is there a common time that I might try?
That I don't know. I don't tend to control the
I
time
don't
of
understand your question.
they awake. Probably they drink too much ale on the last feast and they sleeping it. They are not like Ivor that is them trying to fight with Hilda and she's just taunting him.
It seems perhaps they should either
Oh yeah, you
fight
make your own
or
character. You do it all
Perhaps they
yourself.
need to get a room?
They don't assign you anything. You get to be your own. You
Oh,
create
I
it on
don't
your own.
think you're just making fun of him.
But yes, and I'm sorry, I do not know how to address you.
Oh. My name is Zygmunt.
No. Zygmunt, now that we are properly introduced, it is a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. That's what you people normally do. You want, for me, you want some ale or some mead? Let's toast to this meeting. That's how you meet with me, except...
Yeah. I am open to the customs and cultures of many different peoples. I mean, I once visited a village where they juggle geese.
Again with the geese.
It is a custom. It was unusual, but I do not judge.
Oh, these people have a bird woman. So, I don't judge. These people from Camelot.
When you make a new character,
A bird person. Interesting.
when you first join the server,
The one that seems in charge.
there is a person at the starter area that gives you a potion to drink that will boost you to level 60.
Woman, so,
and then the next 60 levels,
and
you
she
just,
had a squeaky voice
as you're
like a
playing,
bird.
you'll gain those levels.
Ah, the witch woman that we met on the island, perhaps.
There's a section called server info in the Discord, and it'll have a link to the mods.
I see. It was this, the Camelot people that were just the large
And
parade of
you'll
horses
just
and
subscribe
armor
to
and
all of them
lances
in
and all
that
of that
list.
that were going by.
Oh, yes.
Ah, I see. Something start to become clear. Now I understand. You just had visitors from Camelot who were here, and now you find us standing around your camp. Now I start to understand.
That's why I think you were from Camelot.
No. We, my Naya and I, we have grown very tired of politics and of court.
Oh.
There's the link to the mods that we're using.
You know what fixes that?
Alcohol.
Kill something, drink, and then make love with a beautiful woman.
Sigmund, you are speaking my language at last. You hear that, Naya? I am not such an oddball after all.
Naya?
Yet you are my oddball.
Well, it seems you already found yourself the last part. Just need to find the first two.
I assure you, we we have it covered. But yes, if currently your blacksmith is not awake to discuss potential trade,
well,
we shall return another time, I suppose, and see if more people are awake then.
Let's see. Before you go, come to the village. Let's see if anyone is around.
We're gonna be off. Thank you again, and we will see you in the future.
Yes.
Goodbye, Anna.
Farewell.
Take care.
And goodbye, boy.
Well met.
Oh boy, so rude. So rude. Oh man. I ran right into their spikes. Did you see it? It's fine.
Well, I think we just narrowly avoided a fight.
I was wondering what was going to happen.
Nothing good when you try to levy taxes on people. Tell you that.
He did say this morning, was it this morning or last night? They were going to be sending their master of coin here to be collecting taxes. I'm glad he brought a bunch of people with him, knights and guards, otherwise I feel like he may not have returned.
Sure his head would have returned.
Look at Nox, like, so slowly walking back there. Alright, where are we at? Let's go... isn't there a portal up here? Yes. Oh, there's a portal over here. Why did we go north jungle when we could have gone south jungle? That one is actually closer.
Check the guards up here.
Oh, yes. Kind of want to head into Camelot to see what's what the talk is.
Not enough gossip for you already, huh?
Not so much gossip. I would like to see what the knights are gonna do.
Well, if experience tells me anything, they'll wait a week, see if the money shows up. If it doesn't, then you'll have an interesting story.
Damn, someone's already been here. What guard is this? Captain. I don't see any workers here.
All right.
Nothing worth convincing. Maybe I should head home and log out. 8 p.m. I think the last 2 hours we were meeting new people. And I got to meet Bjorn's character. They have to be moved around in the order that you see them on the list. The very last one, it's like AHDS, something like that. That one, don't put into your list though, because it's not on the server at the moment. They took it off while the developer updates it, and then they're going to put it back on later, another day, so... Oh, greetings.
Who's that?
I have no idea. Can I get my daily coin here yet? Not yet. I don't remember when I got it. She gives a daily coin now. I think I'm going to head back to the house and then I might be awake later. I'm not entirely sure. Lily!
Sounds like a plan. Probably need to get Knox back anyway.
Oh, yes.
Get some hot food in my belly.
Come on, horsey.
He's obsessed with that rock.
He's not very smart. He's fallen off too many cliffs. Way too many cliffs. Alright guys, I'm gonna call it. I am gonna raid someone though who you will recognize momentarily. Thanks for hanging out. I wasn't sure if I was gonna stream, but if anything else happens and I continue playing, then maybe after that. But for now, guys, have a good night.
Oh,